Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the world of Jake Paul and breaking down every fight he's been in. From YouTube shenanigans to stepping into the ring, Jake Paul has been a polarizing figure, but you can't deny the dude's impact. Love him or hate him, the man knows how to put on a show. So, whether you're a die-hard fan or just here for the tea, we're breaking down every jab, every knockout, and every controversial moment of Jake Paul's boxing career. Let's get into it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and drop your ideas for new videos in the comments below. Alright, so picture this, August 25th, 2018, Manchester Arena's packed, the energy is insane, and it's the undercard to KSI versus Logan Paul. Yeah, you heard that right, the fight of the century. But before that main event there was another fight, and who's stepping into the ring? My little bro, Jake and Deji. Talk about a family affair, right? Anyway, back to Jake. This was his first foray into the boxing world, and let me tell you, the dude was hungry. He went in there with something to prove, and you could see the determination in his eyes. He ended up winning by TKO in the 5th round. It was a messy fight, for sure. But hey, everyone starts somewhere, right? The crowd was on the edge of their seats, every punch thrown was met with gasps and cheers. And let's not forget about Deji, he put up one heck of a fight too. The guy showed heart, resilience, and a lot of guts. Deji had his moments, landing some solid punches and showing that he wasn't just there to make up the numbers. The crowd was electric, feeding off the energy of these two young fighters giving it their all. In the end, it was a night to remember, not just for the main event but for the undercard too. Jake and Deji showed that brotherly love can sometimes take a back seat when the gloves are on, and that night, the world saw the birth of a new rivalry, and perhaps a new era in YouTube boxing. It was just the beginning of something much bigger. Next up we got Jake Paul versus Askren Jib aka Jib. This was in January 2020, and the trash talk leading up to this one was next level. I mean, these guys were going at each other's throats on social media, press conferences, you name it. It was a whole thing. The fight itself, let's just say Jake took care of business. He knocked Jib down 4 times, and the ref called it in the 1st round. It was a statement win for Jake, showing everyone he wasn't messing around in this boxing thing. Chapter 3. Sleeping on the court, Nate Robinson bites the canvas. Now this is where things got really interesting. November 2020, Jake Paul steps into the ring with former NBA slam dunk champion Nate Robinson. This fight, man, it blew up the internet. Everyone and their grandma had an opinion on this one. The lead-up was wild, with Nate talking a big game. But Jake? He stayed calm, collected, and just demolished Nate in the 2nd round with a brutal knockout. That knockout went viral, like seriously viral. It was everywhere. And that's when people really started to pay attention to Jake Paul as a boxer. Chapter 4. The problem child silences the doubters. Ben Askren gets schooled. April 2021, Jake Paul faces off against former UFC fighter Ben Askren. This was a highly anticipated match, drawing attention from both boxing and MMA fans alike. The build-up to the fight was intense, with both fighters exchanging heated words and making bold predictions. Now this is where the controversy really started to heat up. The fight was not just about the two fighters, it was about proving a point. Jake Paul, known more for his YouTube fame than his boxing skills, was out to silence his critics. People were questioning Jake's opponents, saying he wasn't fighting real fighters. Critics argued that his previous matches were against non-boxers, and this fight with Askren was his chance to prove them wrong. But Askren, a legit wrestler, was supposed to be a real test. Known for his grappling skills and toughness, many believed Askren would expose Jake's inexperience in the ring. The fight itself? Well, it ended in the 1st round with Jake knocking out Askren. The internet exploded. Social media was flooded with reactions, memes, and debates about the legitimacy of the fight. People were debating whether the fight was rigged, whether Askren took a dive, you name it. The discussions were endless, with everyone having an opinion on what really happened in the ring that night. But regardless, a win's a win, and Jake's stock in the boxing world continued to rise. His victory over Askren solidified his position as a serious contender in the sport, and he continued to challenge more established fighters, aiming to prove that he was more than just a social media star. Chapter 5. Round 2, Rematch, Woodley versus Paul. This was the fight everyone had been waiting for, the rematch that promised to settle the score once and for all. August 2021, Jake Paul steps into the ring for a rematch against Tyron Woodley. The atmosphere was electric, with fans on the edge of their seats, eager to see if Jake could prove his first win wasn't a fluke. The first fight had ended in a split decision win for Jake, but there were definitely some questions, some controversy. Many felt that Woodley had done enough to win, and the debate raged on social media and in boxing circles, so the rematch was on. Both fighters were determined to leave no doubt this time around. The stakes were higher, and the tension was palpable. The lead-up was intense, with both guys bringing the heat. Press conferences were fiery, with trash talk flying back and forth. Training camps were grueling, each fighter pushing themselves to the limit. The fight itself was a back-and-forth battle. Each round saw momentum shift, with both fighters having their moments. The crowd was treated to a display of skill, heart, and determination. Both guys landed some good shots, but in the end, Jake put Woodley down with a brutal right hook in the 6th round. It was a punch that echoed through the arena, leaving no doubt about the outcome. It was a statement win, proving that Jake wasn't just about hype, he had the skills to back it up. The victory solidified his place in the boxing world, showing that he could compete and win against seasoned fighters. Outro the final bell. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Jake Paul's fights, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. Jake Paul's boxing journey has been wild, controversial, and undeniably entertaining. From YouTube prankster to legitimate knockout artist, he's shaken up the boxing world and proven that he's here to stay. What's next for the problem child? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.